but like I am a huge SkyJ fan. I really like watching Incineroar at this point. I think this character is like underrepresented in the meta. Not like secret top tier, nothing like crazy, but I definitely think this character is underrepresented. And this is probably not going to be too long of a set because both of them just get so much mileage off any single interaction. We're seeing it already. Riddles with the classic combos here. God, just going to boot him so far off the stage. He's just barely living. Up smash is going to do it. Riddles only at 13%. And this is looking like a little bit of a speed run already.
Yeah, you mentioned that nobody plays the fighting game characters better than Riddles. But as of recently, very few people have played against Incineroar better than Riddles, right?
True.
After what happened at Collision, where he did win, but in a fashion that was very down to the wire. You could tell after that, and the way he played SkyJ in their ensuing matches with what happened at Summit afterwards.
An opportunity!
Hold on, another one, man. That's our third shield break in 2 sets. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I don't know what is going on. Something in this Michigan water. Everybody's shield is just getting cooked. But speaking of getting cooked, Riddles is on fire. The first tech on the platform. Grassbed able to get that get-up attack out and survive, but with 103% on him, he's got so much work to do to Riddles. Riddles just needs one electric, or honestly, any one stray hit to bring this back. Of course, if Grassbed can maybe find a side B, especially on the stage like Town City where the blast zones are so close, he can easily take the stock back, but he is getting uppercutted into the heavens, and Riddles is taking that first game in 1 minute and 16 seconds flat.
That is absolutely wild. And, as I was saying before things started to pick up, it feels like Riddles is one of the best players in the world against this character because Incineroar is all about, this character has limited movement. He has solid but not amazing frame data. He's got good hitboxes but not amazing hitboxes. But he's really good at putting you in awkward positions and finding high reward opportunities. And the challenge with Incineroar is about minimizing the risk associated with them, which is what SkyJ is so good at.
Yeah.
But Riddles, it feels like Riddles is like how understand, I think better than anyone else, how to take away Incineroar's opportunity to find low risk anything and forces him to play the game for what he is, which is a heavy who wants to make you explode. But the risk is always skewed against you, and as you saw, literally one button push was all it took for Riddles to find that stock.
And the way it got confirmed was Grassbed was trying not to press buttons. You saw him go for a phantom footstool to keep himself in the air. Does a single neutral air, literally gets parried and dies on contact. Like, it is just very, very tough. It's going to take a lot of really intense shield discipline from Grassbed and some very careful spacing just to be okay in an interaction. But we also need to see him turn up and be able to get the same kind of advantage state that we're seeing from Kazuya. It is something that Incineroar can do. It is tougher. Of course, up air is really good. Very hard for Kazuya to land underneath it. And we haven't really seen any revenges yet, but this is also going to be another stock for Riddles. Nobody drops these. Bam. Up smash. 55 seconds on the clock, and Grassbed is already down in this game, too.
Yeah, and hold on side, this one might just be over here. As looking for the first tech. Yep, you're missing it, and that's going to be the Dragon Uppercut, finding the stock, closing it out again. You thought the last one was a long game. This one only 1 minute and 5, so slowly improving his PB here on these splits, game by game. Riddles speeding his way through, but, we haven't seen, you mentioned we haven't seen any revenges successfully. We saw 1 or 2 attempts that Riddles kept calling out with an immediate grab, but we haven't seen a single Alolan Whip attempt.
No, we haven't seen any
or a normal grab attempt. We haven't seen any attempt to grab.
Well,
Riddles.
It's mostly been him and Hitstun, but
yeah.
Can I be honest?
No, fair.
I am so tired of being like, Kazuya's number 2, and people are like, nah, he's not that good. And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
What do I not understand? Because, of course there are a lot of characters that zero death you, but his are so non-committal, and there's so many different ways you can die, and there's so many crazy hitboxes you can't afford to trade with. His recovery is fantastic. His damage output is unheard of. Why do people look at me like I'm crazy when I say I think he's number 2?
Sai, we're Snake players. We beat Kazuya.
Okay.
Anyways, that's a conversation for potentially between sets. Though Riddles is going to try and make sure we get to that one fairly quickly,
nice.
Finding that back kick off the throw to push you back to the stage and trying to close this one out. However, finding the sweet spot, that was a huge opportunity for Grassbed to at least maybe get back.
I like the attempt from Grassbed, trying to find that revenge there. Or honestly, if I was him, I would have been kind of scouting for a way to do a suicide up B. We could both die, something. But you got to find some kind of way to mix this up. And this is, of course, way easier said than done. no aerials are going to beat the electrics. We finally see the first Alolan Whip. And again, I think Town and City is a very good Incineroar stage. He can really rob you here. But he's got to find something. That neutral air going to start things off for Riddles, not going to lead to everything, but still going to keep Grass-Fed just way down. And we have the first down throw. First tech, no. Grass-Fed able to mash out of it. Again, that's very important that he's not getting caught in that scenario, but he's still dead.
Yeah,
Still dead.
I was actually surprised Riddles went for the Ferb tech there instead of just looking for a back air. Yes, it limits your damage, but the positioning for Incineroar is just all she wrote. And speaking of all she wrote, Riddles says, yeah, I don't need to 3-stock you this time around. This has already been, the longest game of the set by a couple seconds. We gotta, I didn't get my splits, guys. I don't need